Namaste or negotiation?
Namaste.
Namaste.
100% namaste.
You just spoke about negotiation and hardball negotiation. Now you're talking about namaste.
Yeah.
Okay. For decades, the world told us how to work, how to think, and how to win. We followed the playbooks of the West, the Silicon Valley, the Harvard, the McKinseys. But today, a new India is rising, confident, competent, and ready to craft its own dynamics. Welcome to Firebrand Narratives, where India's finest mind battle ideas, but not the egos. I'm Rahul Dev Pharasi, your curator for this thought revolution. And this is Firebrand, where we are not discussing only ideas, but we are going to duel them. Today, we are going to explore two important questions that cut to the core of India's corporate soul. Should India dictate its own work culture instead of imitating the West? And second, is India too soft in global business negotiations? Joining me today are three powerhouse CEOs representing the new India.
Mr. Rahul Dev Pharasi, entrepreneur, orator, and India brand curator, MD of Laureate Global and Taxna Digital, and permanent faculty of IIM Ahmedabad. Mr. Antony Cherukara, CEO of VST Tillers Tractors Limited, steering one of India's most respected agri-tech companies with innovation and foresight. Ms. Uma Reddy, President of FKCCI and a dynamic leader championing entrepreneurship, inclusivity, and the growth of MSMEs across Karnataka. Mr. Jacob Crasta, founder and chairman of CM Environments, a pioneering entrepreneur known for his inspiring journey and unwavering commitment to sustainable industry practices.
We have been following Western management models, the Western audit systems, the Western yardsticks of measurement. Where in India, a country which gave the world zero, decimal. COVID happened, India's vaccine was there across the world. Okay. ISRO, which has created a record in launching 104 satellites across the world. Now in this new India, is it still relevant that we are following the older Western management models?
I would say that India needs to do leaps and bounds of whatever it does. It's not about which practice you follow. It's not about what method you use. It's about scaling. It's about being productive. It is about being resilient. The mindfulness aspect, which the Western world is adopting from India. Yoga, for instance, which the Western world is adopting.
You mentioned about yoga. I was talking to somebody about aerial yoga, right? Which actually originated from Shivaji Maharaj, right? The Malkham, which is now called aerial yoga. Great, it all came from India. The Google, you'll see some French person has invented aerial yoga. So that's a dichotomy which India is facing. Uma, your thoughts?
So that's kind of the past. Okay, and now I think we are in the age of Viksit Bharat. We are talking about the 5 trillion economy that we are going to. So the dynamics have to change, right? We had been imitating the West, no doubt about it. Okay, and we have been trying to get into the frameworks that have already been set. I think there's come a time now where we have to get our own standards in. For example, recently, and I wear the hat of a small enterprise, and as an MSME, what I could say, Government of India came out with a new policy, the zero effect, zero defect. That was a quality policy. Now they're pushing hard for the MSMEs to ensure that they are Z qualified. Okay, so that should in future be the standard. Okay, so when India comes to the stage where we dictate our standards, and that's happening very recently again in regard to import of steel. If you don't have a BIS standard, you can't import steel. So that makes it that the international companies need to get BIS registered for them to, for us to import steel from other countries.
Sure. And we have taken, say, to cross $1 trillion economy for, say, 40 years. And to cross another 1 trillion to another 20 years. And 60 years after independence, we had to cross only 2 trillion. But for the last 10 years, we have crossed 4.3 now trillion. It's a double up. How? Because we opened up. So that opening up will not shy away taking culture from the Western or technology. We were not getting the culture.
And I'd like to add to that, that we did land on the dark side of the moon. and we were the first ones.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
See, there
A frugal economy, right?
Yeah.
And a frugal costs, I think.
And I'm pleased to tell you, all the sensors of the Chandrayaan-3 were tested in the chamber which we supplied.
Wow, that really calls for applause for sure. Yes, wonderful. Governments, of course, will come and go and they will have their policies. But I'm talking here of the industry because that is what we are representing here. Just an infrastructure which government is doing, that is not going to take India only to the Viksit Bharat. It's the mindset also. A very simple question. Okay, do we have something like a Indian management framework? We still take pride. Oh, you know what? I'm hiring BCG. Why not an Indian company?
Let me answer your first bit about the Infosys, and they were the ones who started in the 90s, right? That was the time when Infosys and all that. So they still had that structure of a lot of dependence on the Western way of working, and they were bound on those norms. But take something like Zoho, which has just started.
Yeah.
The norms are very different. Zoho, when it started very recently, look at the way it's grown, look at the way it's scaled up. And their parameters are far different from what, so I don't think we can then compare. It is the present situation, the companies that are starting now, their norms and their way of working is far different from the earlier days. Probably in those days, if the same Zoho had started, they would have been considered aggressive. But now they know very well that it's more assertive in the way they are working.
Something coming to my mind, there is a Japanese culture. When a worker starts at the factory in the morning, he bows to the machine, right? In reverence, right? And how would you describe the image of an Indian worker, which we can resonate
I'll give
with?
an example for that.
Yes.
We go to nursery classes, small children. Nursery classes here in India, nursery classes in China or in Japan. The toys to be played for nursery classes, single person cannot play. 4 or 5 people join together, the toy has to be played. This is the culture. That means from the childhood, it is being taught in China and Japan that 4 or 5 people have to join and play. Whereas here, any toys, if it's MLA or MP's son or a daughter, he takes all the toys and people simply quiet. Single individual, not any type. So that has happened.
Is that the right picture for an Indian worker? Yeah.
No, so today's Indian worker, or the image is when you travel in rural India, somebody
No, I'm not talking today. I'm talking about say 20 years back.
No, I'm talking about today's image is when the rural youth sits in his paddy field after a day's work and playing with his phone on the internet, doing Google. That's the image of India. The image of India is UPI. The image of India is about digital payments. The image of India is about conquering COVID, which no other country could do so effectively as we did, and with about 1.4 billion population. I have this good say, when I talk about it, people talk about China plus one, for India. I say it's not China plus one. We are the plus one country. You come to us, you want to be plus, you come to India. We are the plus one country. That's what India is.
Well put. Let's come on to the brass tracks, right? India ranks 4th in the world on the startup innovation ecosystem today. Okay. Now, from a value perspective, India ranks, I think, somewhere around 20th or 21st. Countries like Norway, Israel, small little countries are punching much above their weight. Now, why is India ranking 4th? Not the value which we are bringing on the ecosystem or the innovation, but because we are a large country. Automatically we have gone to 4th, right? So it is creating an illusion somewhere. So are we punching above our weight or are we punching under our weight? That is the question which we have to see.
2025 that you're talking about.
Yes.
A decade from now, things are going to be far different.
Absolutely.
The same startups are going to be in a position of being unicorns. The number of unicorns that are going to come out is going to be difficult for us to judge now. So I think we are on that path, and we are sooner or later going to reach.
When you're talking unicorn, earlier unicorns used to happen in the boardroom. Or in the room. Today, unicorns happen in the colleges.
All of you are CEOs, right? And you have experience a number of years behind you interacting with so many CEOs. Don't you think the Indian CEOs lack a sense of brand? The personal brand, showcasing themselves, because still in India, somewhere showcasing is confused with show off, and show off is a dirty word. Indian CEOs are representing Indian companies, and if the CEO, the top person, is shy of that branding, why will that person then take the company out for the global?
Yeah, Rahul, the key here is it's not about the individual, it's about the company, right? One is, while you look at the West, you will see the individual is the company. If you take Virgin, for example, individual is the company, or you take Tesla, individual is the company. So that kind of branding is not probably happening in India, but it's evolving again. You can see founder promoters being the face of the company but I think what we really lack in India is the narrative, right? How are we pitching the narrative? How are we evolving on the narrative? And that is where the issue is.
You all are wearing watches, right? I want to know which company watches are you wearing? It's an Indian brand or a foreign brand, right? Because then where is India's Samsung? Where is India's Nokia? Where is India's Ericsson? A huge country like India, I am not able to relate one consumer brand which is admired and loved across the world. And why should it not be? Why? Because not that we do not have capability. Please go ahead.
Take for example, so-called international brand generated by USA, Japan, Netherlands, Sweden, Germany. What is their population? Today USA is 34 crores. They're doing 34 crores, a $1 trillion economy. 34 crores now. What is our population? 143 crores. So we have a huge market within our country.
Yeah.
Probably that is the reason why we have not gone and created that kind of brand.
So we are very comfortable with the market.
Globally acceptable.
आप कुछ भी बनाओ बिक जाएगा ना?
बिक जाएगा.
It's as simple as that.
That's
So
simple.
then, so the huge space that we have in India should have been a platform to catapult us to the world stage. But we have
Take
become
for
very
example,
complacent with that
take-
stage.
it is
Yeah.
like
But
a-
can we take,
it is
Jacob,
like
can
a
we take
necessity.
comfort in that
It
it
is
is not
necessary.
required?
No, I agree with you, but it is now changing.
Yeah.
Now it is changing.
Yeah.
The next era, that
Because somewhere we are losing out in the world market.
Absolutely. Next decade
Okay.
is going to be huge.
I will-
All this brand will die down.
I will add to what Jacob is saying is, in terms of brands, India is evolving, and I'll give you an example of that. If you go to certain markets in Europe, take my own industry, India is one of the largest exporters of tractors in the world, right? We do almost a very, very large number of tractors to Europe. In most countries, an Indian company is either number 1, number 2, or number 3 in terms of numbers in Europe. Now, how has it evolved over a period of time? You had the European American brands at number 1 at a very high level of price positioning. Then you had the Korean brands or the Japanese brands at the second level of positioning. And the Indian brands came at the third level in terms of the price positioning. But that was about a decade back, right? Today, I can very proudly say that most of the Indian companies' positioning is equivalent to the Japanese brands in the European market. We are able to claim that price in the European market. And I would say in another decade, you will find probably will be leading that positioning, not only in terms of the value proposition we are offering, also in terms of, the technology offering that we are giving to the European farmers. And that is happening slowly into the other developed, even in the US market. We have the number 3 or number 4 player, which is an Indian brand in the US market.
And that's even on the pricing it is showing up. That's what you're saying, right?
Absolutely.
I would like to add here that
Yes.
I think things are changing. If you really look at it, the Adani, Gautam Adani is the face of the Adani group, or Mukesh Ambani is the face of the Ambani group. It's happening there. But on the other part of it, it has been an advantage for us that we do have this domestic market, and thanks to that, we've been shielded with this new US tariffs that came about. I, as sitting as the president of FKCCI, hardly received any mails from any of our 4,000 odd members saying that my business, especially the garment industry, which had a huge tariff problem, we were shielded from it. And suddenly the GST reduction in garments at the same time helped them to, look at the domestic market. So you really did not see anything. I mean, how we managed COVID, we seem to have been managing tariffs well. Yes, it's affected, definitely. I mean, you can't stay, but...
Correlating with the brand part, right? Government of India has to still protect us. After 75 years, why should Government of India protect us? Why are we not standing and letting Donald Trump know, let the tariffs come in? Okay, come, let's face it. Okay, we have TVS. You want to bring Harley Davidson? Come on, bring it on. We will take it. Why are we still, you said shielding. Why do we require a shield? Are Indian companies entering the global markets or are they capturing the global markets?
That's true, Rahul.
Hyundai, has it captured the Indian market? Samsung, captured the Indian market? Answer is yes. But first is the mindset. I will go and capture the market. That is where we do not have a mindset that we'll capture.
So I would say this, Rahul, in Indian companies used to talk about presence in so many countries, right? We are present in 20 countries, present
Yes.
in 40 countries. And now the narrative is changing. You're talking about leading in so many countries or capturing so many countries. Coming to the shielding by the government, I would say yes and no to that. You know, there are areas where protection is required. For example, agriculture. We have small and marginal.
That is not a debate, Anthony. That's not a debate. The debate is on where we don't require. I mean, let's not talk of agriculture.
US can't dump their.
Oh, agreed.
And
But
believe me that the US farmer is also subsidized.
no, fair.
Very subsidized.
So I don't want to talk about that area. I want to talk about where there is a parity. A couple of days back, you would have heard Minister for Commerce, Piyush Goyal. He's speaking about that I'm disappointed with Indian industry. I mean, with a lot of Indian entrepreneurs who are seeking protection. And why are we not going across and, why do we need protection after 75 years? These are his words.
It's not about Indian industry can't face them. It is like, competing in the same street and somebody lowering the price.
You're right.
Why would you want to face that situation, right? Because I am competing against a Chinese and I don't have protection, but he has all the protection. How do I compete? It's not about, surviving. It's about competing. And if somebody has competitive advantages, protection from the government, as the Chinese does, why wouldn't the Indian industry don't want that? And what form of protection, that's up for debate. But then, is it a competitive advantage for a certain country? Yes, it is. Then should the Indian industry be given or not given? I think it has to be studied, it has to be understood before we conclude.
Anthony, listen.
Largely has to be discussed on a level playing field.
Absolutely.
No, I agree with you. But there's no debate on it. And I think Government of India is doing its job when it is holding on to the agriculture dumping over here in India.
Let's talk about my industry. For example, I'll give you an example. Okay, Bangladesh is one of the largest power tiller industry in near India, right? I manufacture tillers at a certain cost. 50% of that cost is what the Chinese is dumping into Bangladesh. There is no way you can make it, right? And how does it happen? Because it's subsidized.
Anthony, what you're saying is that, we should play a hardball, but do we have the global leverage to dictate terms?
Take a park, an industrial park in China. They have state-of-the-art facilities and
Everything
for
available.
all the small enterprises to work on.
Plug and play.
They have a plug-and-play operation. They have a testing lab. They have a prototyping lab. Come on, we don't have proper roads right now. Where are we talking about? The infrastructure woes. The freight costs are much higher thanks to traffic not being able to reach in a certain space. Our industrial parks in Bengaluru and in and around Bangalore are so bad. Where are we? So these are all additional costs. Our cost of power is high. Our cost of finance is still higher than China. So all
After the
these are
land,
costs
there
that
is
are
no
going to get onto the
sanitation,
product. So we
no
don't-
water supply,
So the
no power
point,
supply.
So
The
what
point-
I'm trying to say is that yes, you can't say we don't need shielding at all. We are not asking you, asking for something where there's an equal opportunity where all these are compared at the
Level
same
playing
level.
field.
Given
Jacob, the world is not same, right? All fingers are not same. So let's face it.
if the world views us as we are not great negotiators, I think we are the best negotiators. What I am trying to say is, if somebody makes it obvious that I am a great negotiator, believe me, he is not a good negotiator.
Okay.
So what I would say is, let the world think what they think. What is important is, are we growing our business across the globe? I think the answer is yes. Are we saying no to deals which are unfavorable? The answer is yes. Are we?
Do you do that in your company? Have you refused?
Absolutely, several of them.
Don't say it so, we don't proclaim it to be so. If you look at an SME, we have so many of them. If they were not good negotiators, would they be around at all? You know, they are in whatever.
Uma,
way
I'm
they
talking about
are.
a global stage. I'm not talking within the country. Maybe you can still say no here.
No, but
I'm
they're all
talking-
global companies that they are supplying to.
Okay.
A multinational which is
Well,
a
that's
global
that's
company.
that's good to know. I mean, because you are industry experts, of course. You know, I mean, if you feel that we are
We
hardball negotiators,
still have
possible.
a long way to go, and I think it was in the recent past that we have seen our external affairs minister or a commerce minister actually showing their assertiveness, which I don't think we saw much.
Yeah.
Possibly that is my belief is, you know, the when the head of the family has a particular thought process and narrative, the rest of the family starts mirroring that. So when the head of the country is having a thought, the entire
Absolutely. I
country
agree
starts
with
mirroring.
you, and
Calm and patient negotiators, not brash. We are not the Trumps.
Yeah.
So
It's a good
we-
example.
Yeah,
look at how India is handling tariff. I think it's a splendid example how we are handling it. I mean, we are taking
It's-
it calm, we are taking it patient.
Correct.
Are we doing steps to negate it? We are.
yes.
Right, the GST reduction,
Yeah.
the tax rules, all of that is to negate that
Yeah.
effect, right? Are we still on the table
It's-
negotiating? Yes, we are.
It's,
Are we calm about it? Yes, we are.
It's it's reminding me of how India was calmly buying the Russian crude.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I mean, I'm
Without
so-
pop and show.
I mean,
Yeah,
and
and,
absolutely. I mean, you don't have to be brash about it. I
how-
will keep buying my oil.
how the Land Rover was acquired by Tata.
Absolutely, quietly,
Yes,
quietly.
absolutely. Great. I think.
So we are quiet people,
our-
smart people, and cool people.
Well, I think he has done the closing remarks. Here's a very quick rapid fire for all of you. Okay, please choose instinctively. Okay, not who you admire, but who you associate with New India. Are you all game for this? Okay,
Yes.
let's get on. Okay, jugaad or discipline?
Jugaad.
Jugaad.
Discipline.
Listen, humble or hungry?
Hungry.
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 Hungry. Okay.
And the culture.
Number seven, culture.
Culture comes in.
Okay, from you, tradition or transformation?
Tradition.
Transformation.
Transformation.
Okay, adjust or assert?
Assert.
Assert.
Asset.
Wow, great. Sounds good. Start with you. Harmony or hardline?
Harmony.
No.
Harmony.
Harmony or hardline?
Common.
Hardline.
Okay. Guru or gladiator?
Guru.
Guru.
Gladiator.
Okay. Courtesy or competitiveness?
Competitiveness.
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 Wow. I think we should do a collation of all this and come out with some sort of a survey findings, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Azim Premji or Richard Branson?
Asim Premji, of course.
Azim Premji.
Ajit Prem.
Okay, Jai, because Indian.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Homegrown.
Bangalore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Satya Nadella or Elon Musk?
Nadella again.
Nadella.
Adela.
Okay, now this one from you. Gandhi or Chanakya?
Chanakya.
Chanakya.
Tough one. Chanakya.
Uma, for you, from you, should Indian competence be respected or feared?
Respected.
Respected.
Feared.
Consensus or conviction?
Conviction.
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 Okay, I think you all can answer this together. Good brand or Firebrand?
Do we have a choice? Firebrand.
Okay, as it comes to an end, what does globally assertive India mean to you? I'll want all of you to answer this. What does globally assertive India mean to you?
To me, it means India is +1. It also means how many countries we are capturing, how many countries we are not only capturing in terms of the market, in terms of the minds. What a Hyundai has done in India, or what an LG has done in India. How many of those things that we can do in other countries around the world.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. What about you?
Put it short, exponential growth. And I believe holistic growth, exponential and holistic growth as a country. That's what I look at.
Since we are heading towards the Viksit Bharat 2047, our children or even grandchildren, when they get it to 2025, they should get their 45,000 per capita income and happy to live in India.
Dollars, right?
Dollars, sorry. Dollars.
Yeah, if dollar remains by that time the world currency. Okay, thank you for your thoughts. My thought is very simple. We have been an emerging market for too long. I think India is no longer an emerging market. We are the market.
Correct.
Yeah.
Simple. But thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
It was pleasure
Thank you.
having you. Jacob, thank you, Umar. As I end, every leader must ask that, are you a firebrand shaping India's voice on the global table? Or are you a follower brand, politely waiting for your turn to speak? Because power doesn't always roar. Sometimes it speaks softly, but never apologetically. And that is something which we should keep in mind. The new India will not choose about the grace or the grit, but it is going to lead with both the grace and the grit. With that, I wind up this session of podcast. It's called, interestingly, it's called Firebrand Narratives, as you were talking, because we are trying to set up the narrative for the Firebrand India. So thank you all for your time. It was a pleasure connecting with all of you.
Thank you, Rahul, and all the best, Firebrand.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you very
you
much,
very much.
Rahul.
Thank you.
And all the best to you.
Thank you.